Entrepreneur Zach Bechtel and his brother-in-law have launched a t-shirt company called Voting Spree to get out the vote with nonpartisan and humorous designs. I talk one-on-one with Zach for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Zach Bechtel, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Quintin, it is an honor to have a close-up with you, sir. I am very ready for this.
Oh, I appreciate it greatly. Obviously, if I'm not mistaken, you're one of the co-founders of the Voting Spree. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, I am a co-CEO of a multi-dollar t-shirt company here in Charleston called Voting Spree, alongside my brother-in-law, Greg Gelber. And we came up with the idea to do this t-shirt company back in May. And our t-shirt line is all about getting out the vote. So we make t-shirts that are nonpartisan, non-divisive parodies and puns on pop culture that just encourage people to get excited and get ready to go out and vote.
As a matter of fact, from the press release, it reads this: Voting Spree launches in Charleston, South Carolina. Tell me this, Zach, why Charleston? Why now?
Why Charleston? Why now? That's two very good questions. One, I've made Charleston my home over the last 4 years, and have really, alongside my brother-in-law, been, really entrenched in this community at this point. Charleston is, I feel like, a great place to try to start something on your own, and that's something that we were both looking to do. I've never started a business by myself, so this was just seemed like the right place and the right time to try to do something like this.
And the press release goes on to say this, quote, new company creates t-shirts to help get out the vote. What was voting like prior to you all launching this t-shirt company?
Honestly, probably a little bit of the same that it is now. We acknowledge that voter turnout rates in America weren't ideal. Back in 2016, I believe the voter turnout rate was right around 60%. For more recent general elections, when you get into the midterms, it dips even lower. I think in the state of South Carolina, in particular, back in 2016, the midterm or the 2016 general election was 56%. So, our goal is just to get voter turnout to 100%. Now, whether we do that through t-shirts we're certainly not we're not going to be the savior of low voter turnout rates with our t-shirts, but our mission is to at least get the conversation going and get people excited about getting out the vote, because we think voting is cool. It is a right that too often gets taken for granted. And I think, one of the things is just getting people excited about it and to have fun with it. And that's kind of what we've strived to do with the t-shirt company.
You talk about exciting, you talk about fun. What is that conversation right now exactly?
It's not a very fun conversation right now, as you can imagine. I think people are extremely passionate about this particular election cycle, which is great. But from what I've been able to see, just in doing my own research, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety about this election in particular, and rightfully so. There's a lot of issues with the country and a lot of things that that I think people are interested in expressing their voice in this election. But so we're trying to be kind of that other, what's the right word for it? But just, another seat at the table and trying to remind people that, voting is fun. Voting is cool. This is something that we should all not take for granted and try to enjoy the fact that we have this right.
And when you talk about obviously research, what was your research like prior to the t-shirt company being launched?
That's a good question. I mean, it's in general just looking at organizations that do an amazing job in terms of educating people about their right to vote and trying to increase voter turnout. So organizations like Rock the Vote, it's been around for a long time. When We All Vote, another great nonpartisan organization that helps encourage getting out that right to vote. So looking at what they do and just using them as an inspiration to do something on my own. What Greg and I, what we knew going into it was that we, with our t-shirt company, we're not going to be necessarily the ones that are doing a lot of educating, because I think there are so many organizations like those that are doing such a great job. So, we viewed it as an opportunity to kind of amplify what all these great organizations are already doing, while also trying to inject some creativity and fun with the process through some of our t-shirts.
And in the press release, it goes on to say this, quote, "We're excited to announce the launch of Voting Spree, a t-shirt company with a singular mission of helping to get out the vote." How many t-shirts have you helped get out the vote so far?
Yeah, I mean, that's $1 million question. I think we joke about it on our website that, will wearing a t-shirt that has the Terminator on it and underneath it says, "I'll be voting," will that actually encourage another person to go out and vote? We can't necessarily measure that. Okay. But we hope it at least sparks the conversation. And we hope that people just take pride in the fact that they're wearing it and acknowledging to others that, they're excited about voting and they hope that you are too.
And I know since November 30th, well, November 3rd obviously is coming around the corner. What are your turnaround times for selling these t-shirts?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think at the very beginning, we launched basically right before July 4th, and as a new business owner and new people to the t-shirt world, there was a little bit of delay in terms of our production timeline and when we were able to get the t-shirts out the door. Just part of those early kinks that we worked out, and we've gotten to a point now where we ship all of our t-shirts out next day. So I think at first, the first month working out the kinks, it was looking at a 10 to 14 day delivery timeline. A lot of that had to do with the coronavirus and just the effect that it had on supply chains. But we've kind of put, this is a self-funded endeavor. We've gone all in on it and have stocked up. And we have a bunch of t-shirts just sitting in that room over there that are ready to get shipped out tomorrow if you want one.
Wow. And what exactly is the age range of your targeted audience?
Yeah, that's been interesting to try to maneuver, because I think a lot of the creative initially was geared towards, I was born in '87, so I was a '90s kid. So some of the pop culture references I think were geared towards that, my age range, the 25 to 35. But over time, we've added some more creative that I think spans a wide range of ages and audiences, and we've seen that with our sales. We've definitely sold some to kids, but we've also, sold plenty to those in the 60 plus range as well, at some of our pop-ups that we've been doing.
And you talked about those pop-ups. Where are your most popular pop-ups?
Yeah, so that was an early struggle for ours, because obviously with the pandemic, it kind of puts a limit as to the amount of in-person activities you can do. Over the past month and a half, we've had the opportunity to pop up at the Sunday Brunch Farmers Market, Beyond the Poorhouse, Cersei's Grotto, a great sandwich shop downtown. We've popped up in front of them. So we're always looking for opportunities to pop up in the area. We've reached out to a lot of the breweries. Holy City had us a couple weeks ago. So we're looking for any opportunity to get out and pop up and do so in a safe way. We always are masked up. We have our sanitizer ready to go. But yeah, we're always looking for the next in-person opportunity to pop up.
And matter of fact, as you mentioned, one of my favorite restaurants, I'm not only a block away from there, and when I was unemployed from my other job, I went there almost every day for lunch for the grilled chicken Caesar salad wrap.
Yeah, I love their Cubans, man. I haven't found a better Cuban in town.
Yeah, you're right. Those guys are just phenomenal people in general. Nice. Yeah, absolutely. And Zach, which particular shirt is actually bringing your mission to the forefront?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think all of our shirts are humorous in a way, except one. There's one where we have a picture of Rulene Steininger casting her vote for Hillary Clinton back in 2016. And Rulene became kind of significant and popular at the time because obviously she was born before women had the right to vote. So kind of a symbolic and pretty amazing thing that she was able to cast a vote for potentially the first female president. We have a t-shirt with her on it, and underneath we just have the word influencer, a little bit of a commentary on kind of influencer Instagram culture, because, we think Rulene is truly, people like her, the ones that are out there casting their votes, are the real influencers in society. And I think of all the t-shirts that we have, that one probably makes the most sense in terms of the question you asked of which one's putting our mission forward.
And I know last May, obviously, while searching for a cool t-shirt that could help generate awareness about voting, you said this: we were hard pressed to find one that wasn't alienating or veiled in sarcasm. What's your awareness about voting right now?
Well, it's interesting. Yeah, I mean, so we wanted to include that in the press release because I think that kind of talks about how the idea originated. When we were looking for voting t-shirts, there were a ton out there that were partisan and kind of mean, and we just thought that another angle to take would be to create ones that are more fun. I think our awareness about voting right now, I mean, it seems to me people are really fired up about it, and rightfully so. This is a major election for us, and I think I think if we've seen anything over the last couple years, it's that people are getting a lot more involved in the democratic process, and that's extremely important because it's something that far too many people, I think, took for granted. And so it's exciting to see how fired up people are about voting in this election.
And what is the biggest difference from last May and right now when you think of the voting spree?
Last May and right now, I think the biggest difference is, I think we've worked out all of the kinks of a new business just in time for the final home stretch before the election. So, one of the things that we're thinking about is what do we do beyond November 3rd? I mean, there will always be elections, but it's not going to be the forefront of people's minds for probably a little while after this. So where do we take the business? Do we take it anywhere? Those are questions that Greg and I are asking each other now. Maybe we'll pivot into more kind of other social causes as well, and always have our initial, I think we have 21 t-shirts out right now that are all about voting. We'll keep those up and keep those alive in the years to come.
And in the press release, it also says this too, quote, "This serves as an inspiration for Voting Spree. Our intent is to make t-shirts that are non-partisan, non-divisive, and make you excited about getting out to vote." What is your secret in this current political arena as we know it?
I don't know if I have a secret. It is kind of, in full transparency, this is Quintin's close-ups. I mean, I think one of sometimes the hardest thing to do with our t-shirt company is to remain nonpartisan. Greg and I both are, we have our own personal beliefs and passions, and I think in this day and age, people expect businesses to take a stand, and it's great that so many do so. It's just, the original intention of this was not to, let our personal feelings or beliefs get in the way of the mission of the company. Because voting is it's a nonpartisan thing. Everyone should be involved. We're excited about the potential of everyone coming together and casting a ballot and exercising their right. Because quite frankly, there are plenty of other places in the world where you don't have this luxury, and I think it's important that we take advantage of it.
And you also said this too, quote, "With a nod to some of the pop culture's prized figures and moments, we're creating a clothing line that is fun, fashionable, and has you feeling patriotic." What are those pop culture prized figures and moments that best describes you?
Oh, wow. So going back to kind of what I was talking about, just in terms of being a '90s baby, we have an Alanis Morissette T-shirt that says "You ought to vote" underneath it.
Okay.
That you know, I grew up listening to her with my mom, and I think that one, you know, that one kind of speaks to me. You know, we have another that is just a picture of Don Draper. Was a popular internet meme where, you know, you'd Photoshop the poster to say something, and so we just have one that's Don Draper from Mad Men that says "Voting is cool." Again, selfishly, kind of you know, Mad Men, a favorite show of mine, but also, you know, a fun pop culture reference. You know, I think all of them in a way resonate with me, because, you know, Greg and I came up with all the ideas for the T-shirts. So.
That's amazing. And now, last question, do a portion of your sales go to any voting resources or voting organizations?
That's a great question, and one we have struggled with from the beginning, because it's something that we were hoping to do. You know, the reality is this is a completely self-funded project. The margins of the margins of the sales is extremely slim, just based on some of the decisions we made in terms of design and production partners. So if you cut into that even more with the donation, you know, we could easily be losing money on the T-shirts. And, you know, I think from the very beginning, we did this not to make money. But our goal at this point is just to break even. And we felt like, you know, if there was a surplus, we would give those back to one of the countless organizations that are actually doing, you know, tremendous work in this arena. You know, one thing that we did do that we were proud of is a collaboration with an organization called She Votes. You know, we worked with them in helping them promote a very important webinar that they were having about the 19th Amendment, the 100-year anniversary of the women's right to vote. And a lot of our, you know, all of our proceeds from sales during that collaboration went back to them. So we look for opportunities to give back. It's something that we hope to do more often in the future. But right now we're just trying to break even before the election, to be honest.
That's good to hear. Well, Zach, thank you so much for your time. And again, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you, Quintin. I actually have a question for you. Oh, hello. There's my wife, Spontaneous, the owner of LucernaPlanta.com. All right. Quintin, before we end, may I ask you two questions? Because I feel like, you know, not everyone gets to really truly appreciate the work that you do for the city of Charleston. So thank you for that. But one, are you registered to vote, my friend?
Oh yeah, I'm always registered to vote. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Okay, very good. And then second thing, may I offer a discount code to the people that watch you?
Sure, absolutely. I can do that and put it on my website and all that stuff, YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and LinkedIn and all that.
Okay, so with your permission, I'd love for the discount code to be Quintin is the man. If people use Quintin is the man at checkout, 20% off your order. We do day after shipping, and we also offer free local delivery in the Charleston area. So just wanted to put that out there.
Okay, and I'll let the listeners and viewers hear about this as well.
Thank you, Quintin. It's been a great pleasure chatting with you.
Likewise. Thank you so much.